Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is Wednesday, the 24th of July. I'm a couple weeks late, and it's just life. I've been going through some stuff, just here and there, some family stuff, some life stuff in general. Today alone, I woke up to the sink leaking, and my son lost his wallet, and then phone service. I don't even know if we have phone service yet. Nope, no phone service yet. T-Mobile, I don't know. So it's just stuff, and needless to say, I just didn't feel like doing a video. Honestly, I didn't stitch for a good little bit over a week. There's been a few days where I didn't stitch recently, but I think I've made up a lot of ground as far as that goes. I wasn't even sewing, really. Some days you just gotta let it flow the way it flows. I'm fine, by the way, totally fine. So let's get into this video and show you a whole bunch of stitching. I have a couple of Happy Meal items. I have my giveaway winners, and then I have a couple more giveaways to do for some charts. And I have a couple of things that I bought and one I want to give a review on. Here I am. All right, so my fun fact, which I almost forgot about. Good thing I write notes, right? It's been some time. Matter of fact, let me write down this date here. I turned off my fan. It's warm because it's Florida. Let's see, where am I? How do I do this? Fun fact. Cross stitch, it's my cross stitch fun facts. I still have some of those to go through, so I haven't run out of them. We'll see how far this goes. Cross stitch, cross social classes, boundaries throughout history. I am getting this from CrossStitchAcademy.com. While cross stitching was first practiced in rural areas, it integrated into the culture of the wealthy and upper class during the Middle Ages. Having cross-stitch ornaments at home became a sign of wealth, nobility, and social status. Even Catherine of Aragon used to stitch onto the king's shirts herself. So there you go. Get your ornaments on. And if you don't do the Christmas thing, do any ornament. I mean, do what you like. Maybe you want, I don't know, moose ornaments all over the house. It's all up to you. Where are we going from there? Let's go into my stitching. Actually, let's go into the giveaway winners. There was one from 2 videos ago. It was this June pattern. I do have it right here, by the way. I tried to keep everything where it needed to be. June pattern, this flip it. The person never got to me, and I even commented on their comment, so I did a respin, and Mrs. Bob and Lacer, I do have your address, so I will send that to you. Next, Indian. This one was for this 1941 Indian motorcycle. I'm doing the 1948 motorcycle, and VIRPIR 2453. You are the winner there. I don't remember having your address. I might have it, but right now I don't remember that being familiar, so contact me, either email or message me, and let me know your address. Next one up is Tree of Life, and the keyword was life. It's this one right here, and the winner was Gable Stitcher. Gable Stitcher, I'm going to need your address, I think. I think I do. So contact me, and I can get that out to you. Next up is Deerfield. That is this piece right here. And the winner is Alex B. 7439 Alex B. Contact me and give me your address so I could send that out. Then I have Lighthouse. This Lighthouse pattern is going to A. Prater. And I feel like I recognize that name. You can contact me anyway. I'll check my emails. I might have that in my emails. It sounds familiar. A. Prater. And then another one is Fanny. This one was for Fanny and Roxanne Green. I know I have your address. So Roxanne, that will go out to you. That's that. And I have a couple of things to give away, which I'll give away. I'll show those and give those away a little bit later. Let's get into the stitching. How about that? How's some coffee? All right. The first few, I'm going to have to put pictures in. These aren't in any particular order. I fell out of doing any stitching, and then when I did stitching, I sort of just went into doing what I felt like. Whether it be a category or not, I just did what I felt like. This is one of those, I just felt like it, and it is Dragon by 2x2. That's what I call it, Dragon, but I don't think it really has a name. 2x2 stitch art. I will put the picture here of what it's going to look like. This is just the border. I ended up having to frog this a little bit, so I think I only got about 200 stitches in, and it was all in here. Maybe it was 300, but frogging that 1/1 was not fun. Not at all. Not at all. But it looks good on this fabric. The fabric is, I'm just using 310, DMC 310. This is 28 count Venus and Serena from Fortnite Fabrics, and I am stitching 1/1. So I got a little bit on that. I was thinking about it and decided it needed to be stitched on. So there you go. It's got stitched on. Next up. Gunner is whining. This next one I call Butterfly and Moth. It does not have a proper name that I know of, and I'll put a picture here. And this is one of those painted canvas kits. This is not the one that I lost the threads on, but it is similar to that. And this is what it looks like now. I chose this for a semi-sane pop-up. You had to do 500 stitches on something that had a moon. The moon is here. So I ended up doing, it's such an easy stitch, especially when it was a lot of black. I did a lot of black, but I also did a whole bunch of confetti stitches in there. And you see this? Because I'm trying to, it's easier to count going square by square on this. I worked out and then just parked so I can go into the next square. And it's still work. It's not going to look as close to that picture as you think. I know it's not going to have the detail and stuff, but it's decent to stitch on. You do have to use a nurge if you need to put it in a hoop because it's really close to the edge. But I'm happy with it. It's fine. It's nice, relaxing stitching, mindless stitching. Even with the even with the confetti portion, it was still good stitching. And it's 3 strands. That kind of bothers me. At least if it was 4 strands, I could do the yeah, if it was 4 strands, I could have done the loop method. And I was looking at, this one's 11 count. I think 11 count, you should be able to do 4 strands. Anyway, it says to use 3, so that's what I'm doing. This next one is the one, I actually stitched on this just last night for Full Coverage Fanatics. I am trying to participate in Full Coverage Fanatics Olympics Challenge, and I chose 50 stitches per letter, and they gave you a series of words, and you spell out the words by pledging to do so many stitches per letter. So I did the word, last night I did the word Olympiad, which was 8 letters, which meant I had to do 400 stitches. So I said, you know what, let me grab something that's going to be really easy to stitch. So I chose, put the picture in here, my stained glass peacock. That's what I call it because it doesn't have, because I don't like to call it W149. That's why. So, and I just did the 400 stitches in the corner. I had originally started in the center, and then when I realized I probably shouldn't have started in the center because I want to do block by block, it'll be easier if I just start in the corner. And I held it in hand. I sort of rolled this up and just held it in hand to do it because it's so close to the edge. Once it's away from the edge, then I can put it back in the nerge. I might be able to fiddle with it to put it in the nerge anyway, but it just was, I just wanted to get it stitched, and that's what I did. So 400 stitches in black. If you look, there is some stitching done in here already, and you can see it from the back. So, but that's where I am on that. Again, some mindless stitching, and I just, it was later, and I was like, you know what, if I just get these 400 stitches in real quick. So we went with that. All right, another full coverage. This I worked on, I don't think I did it too recently, and I can't remember why. And I don't even remember how many stitches I did on it. I would have to check my notions. Anyway, this is Waterhole Guardians. I think I did this in the beginning, right after my last video, so that was like a month ago. And it was probably, then that it might have been for one of the Whippagory patterns, categories. Anyway, Waterhole Guardians from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. And this is just regular, it's not, I only have one max color, and I won't do that again. It's being stitched on 25 count, 2/1 half cross stitch, and I worked a lot on getting that meerkat done, because I had stitches here and there. I should have pulled this. I still think I might go pull that stitch out, and I think it's 1 or 2 stitches. I might have to pull that out. I don't know. We'll see. In the grand scheme of things, we'll see. But that's where I am with that one. This is the hashtag Jemima's fault, because she keeps on showing that Waterhole Masters, and it's looking so good. She's the rocking stitcher. She hasn't been doing videos. She's been a little stressed, so doing videos was making it worse. But she is putting updates on her Instagram. All right. Put this over here. What is next? Hannah Mandela. I forget why I stitched on this. I think it was for one of the, I don't know, I have my book. I'm almost positive it was one of the Whippagory categories. And this is my hashtag BFF sale. My friend Gina and I are both stitching on this one. We are using PR067 on Silks For You, from Silks For You. My fabric is 32 count Georgia Peach Cobbler from Dixie Sampler. I don't know that she still does fabrics. But here is where I'm at. That needle minder, Mad for Minders is where I got that one from. So I worked on this area right here. And I think I got 200 to 400 stitches in. I can't remember. 200 or 300. I'm sure I did a prompt of some sort for Jurassic stitches or something. And I'm almost halfway, because I don't think I did enough of this portion to make up for what's missing in there. Oh, here, have a treat and stop whining. I'm busy. He got pets today from the plumber. Anyway, so it's looking really good. Gina is not quite halfway. She could, because she had to restart, but she's been working on it. Slowly and surely, we'll get it done. It's not a big rush, and we are really liking the way it's turning out. I just talked to her tonight, and we were talking about how we like the way it's turning out. All right. Let's get this in there. Alrighty, next is November Topaz Fairy from Mirabilia. This is one that I'm stitching using 28 count butterfly tee from Grace Notes. And yeah, it does go this way. And there we go. It doesn't look like I did much. I mean, I've worked on this 2 or 3 times, and it's just, it's taken a while, but at least I can see a stem, the bits of a flower there, and some of the dresses coming in. And that's a smaller dress. It's just a lot of stitches. You never realize how many stitches it actually is until you start getting into it. But I still like her, and I'll work on it again. That's all I got for that one. I did a giveaway. If you were part of my group, you probably saw it. I decided to give away my happy hooker, aka the baker's wife. I figured in 4 years I had gotten such a minimal amount done. I apparently was not enjoying the stitch. I didn't feel like working on it. I wasn't pushed to work on it. It wasn't there. So I packed up the fabric, the threads, the bead pack, the chart, along with her sister, the Silly Slut, aka Duchess of Rouen. And I did a giveaway on my group, and the person got it today. As a matter of fact, I got a message. She got it today. I did a random comment, and well, I give everybody numbers, and I did a random number picker. So that's one less whip. Life's too short to stitch on stuff that you don't feel like it, right? It's not like I'm hurting for any. All right, next one up. He needs more work. This is Maurice, my Christmas mousse from Pana. He needs more work this month, but I did do his stitches for last month. And this is where he's at. He is on 32 count Murky from Pictures Plus. And I worked over here. So he still needs his stitches for this month, and I will continue to just work over here. I figure if I just work over here and get some more of that back stitching done, because I'd like to finish the back stitching before I start working on the other antler, just for the sake of putting it on the Q-snap and not having to move back and forth. But he's looking good, and he'll get more stitches in. Maybe I'll do mostly back stitches in this time. I usually don't count the back stitches, because while I don't mind back stitching that much, I hate having to count them because they're half a stitch and it's a big pain, and you gotta count them. You gotta look at them. Anyway, it's fine. All right, enough. So he is going to stay close because he's going to get stitched on soon. I don't know if it's going to be tonight. We'll see. Let's see. I stitched on what I call Doctor Who, and it's from Oh My Stitches shop on Etsy. I don't know what they call it, but that's what I call it, Doctor Who. And this is being stitched on, I did not pull the card out, 32 count Dapple Belfast from Pictures Plus using DMC threads. And I ended up stitching this portion in here, and I filled in. So I filled it in, came up here and stitched on this. And I wonder if I actually didn't even show this already. I don't remember. So you're seeing it again. It looks good. I do have plans for Arbitrary August that I'll get into also, and he's on the wheel. I did my stitching for Animal Magnetism this month already, and that's what it looks like. It's a Dimension Charts and Charms. And I have my board here. I worked on half stitches. I worked in here, I think I did about 200 or so half stitches in there. There's a mess up. I messed up coming around here somewhere. So what I ended up doing was coming down here, because it's only half stitches and it's just like water and clouds. It's not definitive what's going on there. So I made sure everything was coming up from the ram correctly. And then I just started following up and filling in so I could finish out those stitches, and then I can finish the back stitch around him on that side. So he's done for this month, and what's this? Oh, that's that random thread that I need to come when I come back up there. He's done for this month, and, or I should say they, because there's more than one. And I don't think I'm going to pull this back out for July. They will come out for August to get at least 100 stitches, if not more. Oh, and it's being stitched on a 28 count linen. I think it's like a natural linen from a tube from like Michael's or Joann's or something. When I wasn't in the mood to stitch, I couldn't figure out why I was in the mood besides just being moody. And then I decided, you know what, let me think of what I feel like stitching on, and it ended up being my long dog, my You Belong to Me. It had been on my mind for a few days, and I figured, well, if I'm not stitching for my goals, I might as well stitch on something that I want to, and that would get me kick-started, which did work. This is on a mystery 32 count linen, and it's being stitched with PR 168 from Silks For You. So I'm almost to the right hand side, and that's when I realized I have an issue. I was running out of space. Now I counted the threads, and I only have 1.5 inches over here. So I quickly sewed some scraps down the side in a zigzag so I could put it on the nerge. And this is where I'm at. What did I stitch on? I still have to go back, by the way, and there's a couple of back stitches, not much. There's some back stitching going on in there. But I ended up, I finished the spire. I added a lot of this top border. I stitched this bird, and then I started this bird, this eagle, I think it is. It reminds me of a German eagle, like a German flag eagle for some reason, the way it's laid out with the crown. Anyway, I'm enjoying the stitch on it, so I figure I might as well get something done on it, and it'll be nice to make it over to the side. That top portion does not end, the bottom of that top section does not end at a page break. So while I've gotten pages done going this way from side to side, the page break is actually down here somewhere. But I don't feel like fiddling with all that, and I figure it's just conducive to move across this section and then move down and figure out what's going on there. I mean, it's on Pattern Keeper, and as you know, well, maybe you don't know, but I've said it before, on Pattern Keeper, the long dogs, when you have it in one way, it takes away, or it messes with the side border. But if you put it, the shaded area, as a different number one, or I forget exactly how I did it, but I was able to get I look in Pattern Keeper when I'm going side to side at one section, and it's correct, but that means the bottom border is not lining up. And then when I'm ready to go to the next page down, I will look at the other upload of in Pattern Keeper of this, where I fixed it so the bottom border is correct. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, I'm dealing with it. It's fine. And I could always double check it with the PDF. But I do enjoy stitching on this. Put this away. This one's going to make it to the wheel for next month. So. And then there's one that I picked up because I felt guilty, I guess. I don't know. This is the one I wanted to do a portion a month, and obviously I'm horribly behind because I should be this month working all the way down here, and I am not. I'm still finishing up there, and it's fine. I've admitted to myself that it's just not going to happen. I had a feeling it wouldn't, but it looks good. What did I do? I finished the word dedicate, the letter A, which is also a word, and I think I did R, A-R-E. So basically I finished the lettering in this line, and I want to finish the lettering coming over for this line and work on this side border next. to get that done. And then once I get that done, I'll probably want to work forwards with the lettering. So I'll take a couple rows and work the lettering over to the other side. And this is being stitched on 32 count vanilla latte Lugana from Stitch Me. And it took a half yard. Oh, and this is also called 272 words. It's from Primrose Needleworks if you're interested. Although we joke around it, I think the last time I was talking about it, I called it 973 because I keep on having to frog words. They're hard to stitch, to say. All right. The last one I worked on was for Full Coverage Fanatics. It was the word torch, I think was the first word, for 5 letters, 250 stitches. And Aqua City was the last category for Whippagories that I wanted to stitch on. So I just waited until that started on the 22nd and went in and started stitching on it. Now it is still on the frame because 2 things. I want to stitch on it again because I was actually enjoying it. So enjoy the stitch, right? So I got 250 stitches in. They are full stitches on this. So it's 1/1 on, it's 22 count, 1/1. This is Max Color, artwork by Ciro Marchetti, Aqua City, from Heaven Art Design. I did a top left start, corner start, and this is how far I've gotten. And basically I worked on filling in all the little stitches here and getting those. All this was from filling in the stitches here and then parking them, because that's where the page break is. I was happy with that. Actually, is it? This may even be where the page break is, by the way. I think somewhere around there. Anyway, so I'm just trying to fill all that in, and in the meantime, I did that, and then I started working some more because I wanted to get a good bit. And so some of the confetti, some bulk, some confetti, some bulk. It makes it more enjoyable. Now, there's a couple things that I wanted to actually talk about, and it's not about the stitching, but about the tools. I went and made a purchase. The first thing I did was I made a purchase from Temu, and it came in, and I wanted to use it to check it out. And I bought these. Now, these are like the Nurjas, but they have the corner. It is metal, and it screws into metal, so it doesn't seem like it's going to strip plastic. I think there's a metal nut on the inside of there, so it's not going to strip plastic. It is in the corner, so the tension's a little bit different. They're oval, and this is not even the largest one. This one is. So I could have went larger. I could have, but I didn't. I think I had this one on 272 words, which helped me get the letter, because when you're doing letters, you don't want to keep on having to move around, and with that one, you have to do that. What do I think about this? Okay, so first of all, the plastic, it's a hard plastic. This is more of a malleable plastic, it's got a little bit more give. So this feels like it'll bend a little bit more, the tensile strength, than this. I feel like I could imagine this cracking faster than the Nurj. I'm not mad at it, because if I remember correctly, I will look it up for you. It came with 5 of them, by the way. This one, this pink one, the green one, and then these 2 smaller ones. Okay, I sort of like the rectangular fit. I mean, size. No words. The rectangular shape of them, opposed to the square. I mean, square's okay, but I feel like with the rectangular shape, it could work better for a lot more things. A lot more things are rectangular rather than square, so there's not a lot of moving around, so to speak. And I'm just looking up the price of these. I should have done that already. Sorry. My bad. All right. $12.08 for the set of 5. That's what it says. That seems even cheaper than what I paid. Hey, are they on sale? Maybe it was only $12.80. Yeah, it was. $12.08. That is cheap compared to the Nurges, by the way. So, I say it's worth it. I still have Nurges. I did buy a second one of these for myself, and you could see the smaller ones there. I'm not mad at having these. Not that I want to go buy bunches and bunches more, because I don't feel like I need more. I've been trying to take the stuff out and just put it in a bag without being on a hoop or a square or a rectangle or a rod. So I'm happy with it. I'm not mad at this purchase. Cost effective, and it works. Okay, on the Stiffer Ada, because I did use one of these on one of those painted canvas ones. Because it's got a well, I can take it apart. It's got a well where this little notch fits into. Okay, so it's got a well. And this is sort of rounded, and it fits in there. So I feel like because of the stiffer fabric, it doesn't conform to the well as good. I mean, it gets pinched in there, so it is. But I did find that the center tension, and I find that even with the Nerds, though, the center tension isn't always as great. Like, I find myself pulling it through, and I try to screw these as tight as possible. I think that's why I wanted to go for a corner screw in versus a side, just to see if there was a difference in where it pulls. I think just the science in it, it's going to pull where the resistance is, and that's usually on the corners anyway. That's where it's going to be tighter. So it is what it is, but it seems to work pretty well. I do like, I mean, I still like the Q-snap, but I've been using my Lowry, and I can use the quarter clamp, which I have. But sometimes the corner clamp makes the piece sit either too low or too high because it's not in the center or on the side. So I like that it side clamps onto these. What else am I using? I am using these. I think I also bought these from Temu. They were, I don't know, I bought them over a year ago, so I'm not going to look it up now. But they're a lot larger than I thought they would be. I thought they'd be like maybe half the size of this, but I'm not mad because I think I showed these to you guys before. I have all of this fabric. This is very large. And I rolled up my fabric, folded, rolled, the whole 9 yards. So I have this big lump here. And now while it's not extra tight, it's good enough to keep it up out of the way so I can stitch. Because I two-hand stitch anyway. So that means my one hand's under here, top hand's here. I'm not really worried about knocking this too much. And these ties, the longer ties work better. Although, if I had something like this, I could use a shorter tie now. Because this, the space, what's the word I'm looking for? On a Q-snap, the size of the tubing is larger, so that barely lets you clear just the tubing alone to get to the fabric, so it would magnetize to itself. Words. Why does my brain not work? This is why I haven't been getting things done, by the way. Okay, so, but the shorter ones would work on something like this because the space around the edge is not as large as with the tubing of a Q-snap. But I do have these also for the big portions of fabric. It helps. They do double as needle minders, even though I use needle minders, if you notice, for park threads. So what I did was I wanted these out of the way so they wouldn't catch, and I wrapped it around, and then I wrapped it around this one too, just to keep it out of the way. And that's where I am with Aqua City. That is where I am with the tools that I bought. Aqua City probably will get worked on again. I was thinking about doing another, there's another word, the next word up on the full coverage fanatics is, I don't know. It's 5 letters though. I can't remember. I wrote them down. Oh wait, I did write it down. Okay, so I lied. I made myself a little card. I told you brain's not working. This full coverage fanatics Olympics thing started on the 22nd and it goes through until July 20th. The first word was Paris, and I worked on Aqua City with that, and I marked off. I guess I wrote this all out. I know you can do it on the computer. Who cares? Olympiad was the next one, and I worked on that peacock for that one. So I think the shorter ones I won't mind, because the rules are you have to use the same project to finish the whole entire word. So I can't split up and use 2 different projects on the larger words. Anyway, so Torch is next. I think Aqua City will fill Torch because I was enjoying myself stitching on that. And I also don't want to use my 2/1/2 stitch full coverages on the larger ones, because that means, goodness, 3, 6, 9, 10. This one, pentathlon, has 10 letters. That would be 500 stitches. That would mean I'd have to do 1,000 half stitches. And I want to give myself a fighting chance with this. So I'll do as many as I can. No promises, obviously, because I still have other things I want to do. I don't know if you can sign up for that late or not. It's up to you. You can go check it out. I didn't double check on that port. What else did I get in the mail? I received my fabric of the month from Grace Notes. This is called I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I am getting 40 count Verdal fat quarters. And here's the color. Let's see if I can get this. It's got some blue, like a grayish blue in it. And maybe that'll work. That seems to be pretty close. I like that. Can you hear him down there? It's like a kid sighing. I'm bored. He's fine, by the way. He is absolutely fine. I will take him out when we're done. And all right, a couple more things, and then I have 2 giveaways and some thank yous. What else did I buy? I bought a couple patterns because, you know, I don't have anything to stitch. This one, who was it? I think it was, I was talking to Kate from Fickle Stitches, and she said, she mentioned the endangered species charts going on by Lindy Stitches. It's been all year. I know, I'm halfway through, and I didn't like the first one, honestly. I wasn't a fan, but I really like this one. So I signed up for it, and they didn't give, when I paid the money, that didn't include the back ones. It included this one, which is fine, because I wasn't crazy about the other ones anyway. But I do like this one, so I bought the lemur. Also, Nini Design had a sale, and I know I have another, this is on Etsy. I know I have another chart by this designer, and since they had a sale, I don't know if I'll ever start it, but it was really cheap, and I decided to buy this one. Rocky Mountain Selfie Kit. Well, it says kit, but it's just the chart. I just got the chart. And that is how you spell that word, Nini Design, and that's what you would put in on Etsy. Oh, I lie. I so lie. It is Nini Sweet Patterns on Etsy. Okay. That. N-E-N-I Sweet Patterns. That's the... I'm glad I wrote it down. It is obviously not a new pattern. She did it in 2019. But I like it. I bought it. This one is by this designer on Etsy. And Pink Nightmare. I think I saw, who did I see do it? Jen Upton, I think, stitched this one. And I absolutely love Christmas Story. So I will be stitching this. I haven't kitted that one yet. And then I bought a crochet pattern. And it's a wrap. But I want to make it into a blanket. Because, and who knows if it'll ever happen. Because my crocheting is spotty. And that's another reason why I wanted to do something like this. These are small. I could do 1 or 2 of these in one sitting, no problem. And then, so I bought the pattern just because while I can eyeball that and figure out what that is, I'd rather, you know, it was cheap enough. I think it was $3.50 from Lion Brand. I wanted to know where to attach. I say this because I hate sewing the parts together, but this is add as you go. So basically you do, I think they show you the construction on this. Apparently 2 of Wands is the designer of it. And designed by 2 of Wands. Lion Brand is the one that put it out there. And basically, you do one, tie it off. You do your second one, and as you're doing your second one, you add it like that. So you add it in 2 points. And then it gives you step-by-step instructions on how many stitches, blah, 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 if you know crochet. So, I am very happy. I can use, I seem to get yarn, but not enough to make everything that I want. Like, if I go to make a blanket, I'm short by a skein or 2. So this guarantees that I will just have a mismatched blanket, and I will be happy. How about that? Eventually. I received some Happy Mail. I received a couple of charts from Philip Hoskins. He sent me a couple of charts. I did regift the one already, and I have this one here. Not a Creature Was Stirring. I will pass this on in a giveaway. Matter of fact, I could do it on this one. How about that? Christmas in July. I can add that to my giveaways. And then let's get into that. Giveaways, and then I have a couple more thank yous. So I do have 1, 2. I just added another one. 4 giveaways. They're small patterns. They're free. Some of them are freebies. So this is a freebie that I was sent, and it says Owl Bookmark. It came from the charts on this side. It came from one of those, the World of Cross Stitching magazine. Did I just show the whole entire chart for all that? I don't think so. So there. If you are interested in this, comment with the word owl. Next one up is this. This is really pretty. I just don't see me stitching it, although I really do like it. And so I figured I'd give it to somebody that would really enjoy it. And the keyword on this one is summer. So comment summer. Then I meant to give this away last time. And this was that pickle one. So that. And then it says, good luck if you find me first. And I had shown you the finish. So I still have this chart printed out, and I will send this out. So pickle is the keyword for that. And then we'll give this one away so I don't add it to the growing pile of things I need to give away. And keyword on this one will be mouse. As always, be a subscriber. Comment the keywords. You'll only win one if you, I mean, you could go in for all of them, but only one time winner. And I'll pull winners for the next video I do, which should be in 2 weeks, in theory. I also want to give a big old shout out. I received a card from Charlotte Jorgensen, which, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that you, Bobbin Lacer? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, you're Char. Never mind. No, Bob and Lace or somebody else. Sorry. But she sent me a card. Thank you so much. And I want to say that I sent you a message, but I received it when I was going through a whole bunch of stuff. So if I didn't send you a message, I'm really sorry, but I really did appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And then my friend Diana sent the freebies, by the way. I had that here to remind me. My friend from South Philly, we had the same address, different streets, though. So she sent me the freebies, and I figured she knew I'd pass them along. She does that all the time. I have got to the bottom of my piles, guys. If I forgot something, then I forgot something. It's been a wild ride. I am fine. Stress, it happens. It's life. I can deal with it. Some days I just need to shut off. You know, I just need to shut off outside and just do me. And I find it healthy. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just taking it easy. Which, I mean, most of you will say the same thing anyway. Just do what you need to do, right? And that's what I did. I just pretty much slothed out. It's fine. I played a lot of games on my phone to the point where my wrist was actually hurting. I'm like, you are done with this. So, my dog, you hear him? Yeah, I think he's ready to have me shut up. And we're going to get going. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Hopefully I see you in a couple weeks.